Welcome to another episode of It's Debatable NBA Edition. I'm your host, Justin Jones, here with co-host Jaylen Green, co-host Sebastian Pluvios. Happy belated birthday to Jaylen Green, 1/3 of the It's Debatable team. He was definitely in the building watching the Celtics and Nets play. Just real quick, how was it being in the building for that game? What was the energy like? Talk to us, man.
Nah, man, I'm not gonna lie. It's way, it's 10 times crazy in that building. I was sitting next to Celtics fans, like they were going crazy. I'm
They
like,
were racist?
Yo, hecklers.
nah, heckling the hell out of it. And then I'm not gonna lie, the lady behind me kept yelling at Nick Claxton to miss a free throw, and he kept missing on free throws. I'm not gonna cap.
Nick Claxton's a terrible free coach.
Yeah, but I'm not gonna lie. The energy
The
it was
energy's
crazy.
different, right?
Like,
I was in the building for the Nets and Toronto game.
oh my
And
god,
yeah, the energy's definitely different.
bro, hearing Kyrie at the free throw line with Celtics fans and then Nets fans, it's just like mixed reactions. And then Jaylen Brown was giving them hell. It's like, and I'm not gonna lie, seeing like him shoot in person, it looked like every shot is going in. Like it's a work of art. But overall, it was a great experience.
Better game,
What
man.
what was Ben Simmons doing?
Oh, he was injured. He was injured. He was
Oh, no, no, I'm just asking. I don't know. I seen him wearing a lot of designer clothes and stuff like that. I don't know what was going on.
Oh yeah, man.
Yeah, he
Just
was dripping
asking.
out.
Just asking. All right, but once again, shout out to Jaylen. So we're just gonna dive right into the first segment. There has been some players this season not living up to expectations, and it's telling in their, sole percentages and the team success. So I'm gonna start with Sebastian on this one. Which player this season has had the most disappointing start?
The player this season that had the most disappointing start has to be R.J. Barrett from the New York Knicks. I'm
Shit,
saying
man.
this off the strength that he's just having a sluggish start to the season for someone that just received a 4-year extension by the Knicks. You would think that he would come out and take that next step into being an all-star compared to his peers in his draft class, such as John Morant, Zion Williamson, Darius Garland, guys of that nature. When you really look at it, he's been struggling shooting the three ball as of late. Really inefficient for the season. He's shooting overall 28% from three. That's a drop off to what he was averaging last season when he was averaging 20 points alongside what was it, 34% 3-point shooting in that guards. So when I really look at it, it's looking like it was supposed to be a big three within Jalen Brunson, Julius Randle, and R.J. Barrett, but it's looking like don't make that face, but it's looking like that. It's just been mostly Julius Randle and Jalen Brunson. RJ Barrett hasn't gotten to the flow of things this season, but I'm hoping for that to pick up. But it's definitely been a biggest disappointment so far.
Real quick, let me just ask a question. Do you feel the Knicks made a mistake not taking Darius Garland?
When you look at it, yes, because now you see like Darius Garland, he's flourished in his role in Cleveland, especially since the Colin Sexton's injury that happened. They give him the key to the franchise as well. If you look at it, he's a great playmaker alongside someone that create his own shots. Something that you really look for in a guard, someone that can really create offense for others, but then again have his own offense, something that dynamic sort. So when you look at it for a guy, RJ Barrett, when we really look at him, he doesn't really like contribute that much on the floor unless he's running out in transition or like spotting up for like a three. We really haven't seen his game develop so far compared to others in his class.
But how much do we blame Tom Thibodeau for putting him in the right, role to succeed? How much does he play a part into all this?
I don't blame it on Tibbs because if you look at it, Tibbs doesn't have anything to do with his offensive game. Because if you look at a guy like Julius Randle, like he still could get threes, he could get into the post, he takes his mid range, like he still looks for his shots. I feel like RJ Barrett is stagnant if he's not getting like a good look where he's a dribble drive to the rim, or if it's not like a good looking three, he's not creating his own shot. He's not that shot creator or someone that like you could rely on heavily. Like say if the offense is like it's not working through, he cannot be that guy that could be like put the ball in my hand and I could make something happen when we're not in our best offensive set or we're not or something's not working for us where we're not getting our plays done correctly or anything of that sort. So when you look at that, it's just bothering some because of guys like John Moran and Zion Williamson, two guys that was taken before him. So I'm just saying like those guys have taken like next leaps into like all star or MVP status type of stuff. So when you look at it, it has to be disappointing that your peers are really taking that next step and you're just stagnant in where you've been playing.
I'm just gonna go next real quick, just because we have the same person. I also chose RJ Barrett as the most disappointing. Right now the Knicks are 11-13 on the season, which is not good. 11 seed. They're just outside of the play in, kind of where I had them in the preseason predictions. He's averaging 18.4 points, which is a drop off from last year when he was averaging just a little bit above 20. He's about 40.6% field goal, 5.4 rebounds. But what I look at is the 3 assist a game. So he's not really playing too well himself, and he's not making his teammates better, which I feel just sometimes just is just a liability out there on the court. And it's something that you alluded to was the terrible 3-point shooting, where he's at 20.2%, which is another kind of a big drop off from last year. I feel with the New York Knicks, they're only going to be as good as RJ Barrett takes them. Julius Randle is an okay player, but he's another story for another day, because he just takes way too many 3-point shots for me, and I really don't like it. I'm not sure if Tom Thibodeau is the right coach for this team, and I think the Knicks dropped the ball not putting RJ Barrett in a deal for Donovan Mitchell this offseason. I'm just not sure if
I thought they
RJ Barrett.
did.
Hmm?
I thought they did in the second go round when they tried to make a second deal.
Well, what I'm saying is that the Knicks should have done whatever it takes to make
Yeah,
that work.
whatever.
But RJ Barrett was gonna have to be in that deal. So I heard they were talking about they didn't want to give up Quentin Grimes. I don't give a fuck about Quentin Grimes. The New York Knicks are not a good basketball team to me. Eventually, they're gonna have to move on from RJ Barrett, because I don't think RJ Barrett is that guy. It was Knicks bad luck. They couldn't get Zion Williamson. They couldn't get John Morant, and then they dropped the ball because they should have took Darius Garland over an RJ Barrett. I
Look
just
at the
think
other guys that was in the draft too. They had Jordan Poole in that draft class as well.
all right. I mean, I don't know. Well, I can't say
Important
too much
Jordan.
about a
But in
Jordan
my
Poole.
opinion, those
No,
guys.
all right, wait, hold on. I'm
Go
talking
ahead, go
right
ahead,
now.
go ahead.
Calm down. I don't know about a Jordan Poole, because I don't know Jordan Poole as a number one option. His game's a little erratic sometimes, so I'm not sure of that about a Jordan Poole. But like I said, Darius Garland, New York City, at that true point guard, I think that would have been great for them. RJ Barrett just is not the guy. I think his ceiling isn't that high. They're gonna have to move on from RJ Barrett and get what you can get for him,
But
because
what
he's just not. I just don't see him as the guy for the New York Knicks, that number one star. No, I'm not even sure if he could be the best player on a championship team. I like that to Jaylen. This nigga Jaylen Lewis. Is RJ Barrett? Wait, can he be the best player on a championship team? I just want to ask you.
No.
No. Can I ask why not?
Best player on the championship team?
Yeah, I'm asking.
RJ Barrett?
Yeah, I'm talking about RJ Barrett.
He's
Like,
not even
what?
the best player on his team.
Oh. Wait, so are you saying that Julius
So,
Randle's better than RJ Barrett?
yeah,
Yeah.
right. Julius Randle's team. He's the best player on. Well, Jalen Brunson up there. Well, he's not even the second. Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, saying
It's
best
Wait,
player
so
on
are
the.
you trying to imply RJ Barrett should really be the third best player on the Knicks?
he's the
At the third?
third. As of right now, he's the
He
third best player
is
on the team.
third.
Oh no! So well, this Knicks team was never going to progress, because he can't be your third best player. He was the third overall
But
pick.
when you
That's supposed to
signed, but
be
when
your
you gave him that
star.
extension, you think he's ready to take that next step though?
Well, you give the person the extension, you're expecting to take that next step.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm agreeing to you as. But it just hasn't turned out that way. But now, if you look at it, you paid him that money. Now other teams might not see
So
his
is
worth.
he not? Is he not in the lab enough? Is he not putting in those extra hours? What's going on?
Only RJ Barrett knows.
Listen, man. Shout out to RJ Barrett. I hope that he can just maybe turn the season around. It still is relatively the beginning of the season, only about 20, games in. He's just gonna have to play better if the Knicks are gonna have a chance to make the play.
You
Mm-hmm.
gotta step up, bro. They gave you that money. You gotta step up, bro.
Yeah.
Jaylen, which player has had the most start to this young NBA season?
For me specifically, I feel like it's Zach Levine. Specifically for the reason that they made the playoffs last year. DeMar DeRozan was the MVP candidate. A lot of the success they had was dependent on DeRozan, even with Lonzo Ball out. And I feel Zach LaVine is supposed to be the second best player on this team. I feel like he's been very underwhelming for them. I feel like he doesn't like you see it in flashes, like in certain periods of the game where he could
Coming
get,
off an injury.
yeah, he could get on his rhythm. Ben Simmons was coming off an injury, but hey, neither here nor there. You feel me?
Nah, yeah,
But
no, yeah, but yeah, no, hold on, I know, hold
neither
on, Zach
here nor
Levine
there.
played. Hold on 1 second, because you're not gonna do those little sly comments and weasel way out. Zach Levine played last season. Ben Simmons did not. Thank you very much. Go ahead.
Yeah, and then I feel like, and he also signed an extension as well for the Bulls. I think 5 year, 192. Getting his brand deals. New Balance just signed. This summer as well. I feel like going into this season, with him signing all these contracts, and then him getting a taste of the playoffs. You feel me? I expected way more from him. Even if you see like the wing pairing of like, I know it's it tears over them, but even in the conference between Tatum and Brown and I mean yeah, Tatum and Brown, you see how pairing they like can control the game as well. Even though I know like the Bulls, no, I think no, they beat the Bulls, but I think the Bulls did defeat them one game, but I feel like Levine is just very underwhelming, and also you see him getting into feud with the coach and about not being in the league game against the Magic and stuff, and I feel like I expected way more from him, and I feel like in general he should be producing way more than he currently is. I feel like Nikola Vucevic is more so like the second best player on the team. As Zach Levine gets his rhythm and all the other stuff, and the other players like Patrick Williams, he just got demoted. But prior to that, he had some opportunities as well. But I feel no one's really paying attention, and no one's really demanding a lot out of Zach Levine, and I feel like he should be demanding more of.
All right, can
If
I ask you
you're
a quick question
the
real quick?
All right, wait, hold on 1 second, Seb. I wanna ask Jalen. If you're the GM of the team, do you trade Zach Levine?
No, I don't trade Zach Levine because I don't know what do I need in return. You have,
Picks, young assets.
yeah, you could get picks and young assets, but you guys been, rebuilding for so damn long. Can't give up on the project that quickly. Like DeMar DeRozan just got there last season. You feel me? You're not
But
just,
did this current, iteration of the team kind of just peak already? Like, can they be better than what they was sort of last season when they was hovering around that top
yeah,
4 seed?
yeah. But I'm saying though that's really just one season of them making the playoffs. Like that was their first season making the playoffs.
Sometimes, no, but I'm
However
saying to
long.
you that sometimes the NBA goes like that, to where that one season could have been your shot. It, I don't, because
I
East got
wouldn't.
better and the Bulls did not.
Yeah, but I wouldn't trade Zach Levine. I feel like at any other point trade anybody else, but those are your two vocal points of the team. Maybe, and also too,
I
if you
think, all
trade,
right, but you're gonna,
I don't know what you get in return.
if Zach Levine continues to play like this up to the trade deadline, like, and you see the season's not going well, you're gonna have to, and then try to get into this Victor Wembanyama sweepstakes. Um, Also, School Henderson in that draft. They also got those twins. I'm forgetting their name, but there is some, young talent in the draft that the Bulls just might have to tank this season, and then
Hmm.
see what's gonna happen with Alonzo Ball.
Yeah, but
So my question I was gonna ask you, how do you view Zach Levine as? Would you consider him like a All Star level talent or like a superstar, like a franchise player talent?
I see him
Because
as
you have to be fair in that sense.
I see him as an all star, like an all star caliber player. Nothing less, nothing more. Not a superstar, not someone that could be the best player on my team, on the playoff team, but an
But a
all star
top,
level player that could be the second or third best player on a contending team.
No, yeah, like Zach Levine's like a pure scorer. He doesn't even really make his teammates better. I don't know
yeah.
if
So
I want him as
nah,
my.
I only said that because I couldn't look at him as a disappointment because nobody really expects Zach Levine to really like be that next big thing. Well, in my opinion, though, everybody's entitled to their own opinion. But in my opinion, though, I feel like Zach Levine has just like been like comfortable in his role of just being like a secondary scorer,
Yeah,
even when like before DeRozan
but
was there.
but that's what I'm saying though. I don't feel like there's no progression. I feel like it's just like right here. There's no. You feel me? Like I feel like prior to DeMar DeRozan on the Bulls, he was developing his game. He improved, 25 point per game score and all that. And now he's not. The trend is not going up no more. It's either just staying here. It's like, is he going to stay this way his whole career? Like,
But how much? All right, but how much does this injury play a part into what's going on though? Because if his knee's not right, Zach LaVine's game is also a lot predicated off his athleticism. So if the
Is it the
knee's
same
not
knee he
right,
had the injury on?
huh?
Is it
yeah,
the same knee he had the injury on? I think he tore his ACL, if I'm not mistaken.
I'm not sure if it's the same. I just know it's a lower body injury, and his game is predicated off his athleticism. So if those legs or knee, whatever it is just not right, how good can Zach LaVine be?
I understand, but he's been playing multiple games. Like, it's not like he's out, one game out and then one game in. Like, he's been playing majority of the Bulls games, so
Nah, yeah, but
been
then,
playing
but
a
then,
lot of
but
minutes. So
sometimes, but sometimes players they're not 100% right, but they're out there playing because they're trying to get the best that they can. Like
like
so I mean, I
And the
guess it's
Bulls
kind
team is
of
already hit with injuries too, as well.
I'm saying, we
Like,
20 games in though too. Like,
but that doesn't mean
he
closing
should
the
he
push
should
though.
have his fullback by now.
I mean, he came off an excellent game the other night, I believe. What was it against Sacramento?
yeah, but they lost.
I feel like that's a depleted roster though.
Nah, yeah, but we're gonna talk about the Bulls a little bit later when we get into the hash it or pass this segment. We gotta move on to the next topic, which is America's favorite team to talk about, the Los Angeles Lakers. They have been playing a lot better as of late. Even though, just an update, the Lakers did lose tonight to the Cleveland Cavaliers due to a 43-point night from Donovan Mitchell. So they definitely cooled down the Lakers, who were 8-2 before they just ran into this team. But I want to start off with Jaylen because I see him making faces. He think it's funny. So with the Lakers surging though right now, should they still pursue a trade?
Definitely. I feel like but in this instance, I feel like they shouldn't make a trade until they're 100% sure that that's what they need on the team. Like, or whoever they trade him, maybe like, since Westbrook's stock is high or whatever, you might want to trade Westbrook. But in some instance, you might not want to trade Westbrook. So I just want them to make, if they're gonna make a trade, me 100% certain that it's helping the team, because a lot of these moves you could see, like, the AD trade helped them, short term, but then like, and then and then, like, long term, they were questioning because of this injury and stuff. Oh, should we really trade it, Brandon Ingram? Should we really trade it a lot? No, no more of that. No more like uncertainty. If you're gonna make a move, be certain about this move. And I feel like if they're gonna make a move, the person I would highlight more so is probably Patrick Beverly, because I feel like, you feel me, everyone's kind of gelling well. I feel like Patrick Beverly, like I said, like in the beginning of the season, I don't really feel like, yes, you acquired him, but I feel like he didn't really give them what they needed. Like, yes, he has the leadership qualities, chemistry and all that. But as far as like play on the court, I don't feel like he's thriving. He's not succeeding. I don't feel like he's not really playing his best for the Lakers more so. I feel like, everyone else is kind of thriving, found their fit and everything. But if they do make a trade, definitely Patrick Beverly, and I want them to be certain, because on their trade candidate or whatever, because they definitely need shooting. Maybe they address that, but yeah.
That with the Should the Lakers pursue a trade?
Yes, the Lakers should pursue a trade. If you look at it, their team is thriving right now. Just overall, Darvinham's doing an excellent job of bringing this group together. We know coming into the season, they didn't have the best 3-point shooting. Everybody was very criticizing of how the roster was constructed. But if you look at it now, they find a way to implement a way of winning basketball. But still, like, it wouldn't hurt to find at least some shooting, because when it comes down time to it, you're going to need a little bit more floor spacing for guys like LeBron and Westbrook to work and getting to the rim and just kicking out. So I do say you trade a guy like Kendrick Nunn. As much as I wouldn't want Patrick Beverly to go, if he has some value in some retaining some shooter or some assets that could help for the season, then I say go for it. Even though like he's been the quality leadership role, like Jaylen said, he hasn't been playing like the best brand of basketball. It's still something that you can't deny that has been impacting the team. Someone out there that's vocal, a dog that has all his teammates back. I really do feel like if it has some value though, it has to bring back like a guy. I say that they maybe should even look for is like a guy like Eric Gordon. someone who's wasting his time on Houston. Plays a lot, has a lot of DNPs on Houston because they're trying to save him enough value for getting him traded. So when he's traded, he's at least healthy. I feel like he could help a team like the Lakers bring spark offensively, bring some type of shooting, and create his own shots. So I definitely feel like the Lakers should try to make a move to trade, even though they're surging right now.
Um, I agree with both of y'all in the respect that I feel the Lakers should make a trade, but not a big trade. Ironically enough, because I came into this season just kind of, getting on Russell Westbrook, but I wouldn't trade Russell Westbrook. Even though his stock is high, like what Jaylen said, he's just what we need to come off the bench. Though I like the energy that he brings off the bench, his passing skills, him being able to finish at the basket, something that he's doing a lot better than kind of what happened to him last season. But just two players that both of y'all said, I think those should be the players that they should look to trade. Jaylen said Patrick Beverly. I'm gonna start there. You gotta trade Patrick Beverly. And Seb knows I'm one of the biggest Patrick Beverly fans. That's who I try to play basketball like, but he just can't shoot right now. He's one of the little worst shooters on the team. And ironically, Westbrook's one of the better shooters on the team. Um, and even the defensive presence that he's supposed to bring, I don't really see the same that I've seen in the past. Like, so I don't know if it's age or if it's just a bad season. I don't know what it is, but Patrick Beverly got to go. He's just not really doing anything. He's really out there getting paid millions of dollars to run around 48 minutes, like, and that's just not what really. I we gotta move along. We have to move away from Patrick Beverly, and then what Seb said, we're just gonna have to trade Kendrick Nunn, someone that looked good in the preseason. But even this is something that me and Jaylen would joke about last season when he wasn't playing. I would always say, well, when he comes back and he's healthy, he'll help us. He's not helping a goddamn thing. The man could barely shoot the ball. He's not getting to the basket well. He's not finding his teammates. He's just a liability out there on the court. We got to package a Patrick Beverly and a Kendrick Nunn, and we could just ship them out and just get into shooters. I think this Los Angeles Lakers team will be a better team. But overall, like I said, I wouldn't do no big trade. I think I seen something like Westbrook and two picks for the DeRozan and Vucevic. I don't know about this whole big trade right now because I feel we're just getting our momentum. So now I feel like a big trade, and then we got to implement them to the team. And then listen, I would just write it out right now. We're playing well. Let's see where we're at the trade deadline. I don't want to trade now that's gonna affect our off season. I think we still have a high possibility to get a Kyrie Irving um in this offseason, someone that won a championship previously with LeBron James. So I think right now we just gotta pace ourselves. Let's not hit the panic button. We are playing better. We're starting to hit more 3-point shots. We're getting out in transition. I believe we're number one in pace per play. We definitely like to get up and down the floor. So we just gotta keep doing what we're doing. Hopefully AAD can come back feeling better because he did go out tonight with fufu like symptoms. So hopefully he can come back and continue his dominant stretch. But overall, if we are gonna do a trade, Pat Bev or Kendrick Nunn would be my choice. Oh, okay. So moving on to Jaylen's top 5 teams of the week.
All right, everybody's favorite part of the show.
Well, no, well, that's
but
your favorite part of the show. Don't talk to me. I don't.
but
I don't really like the segment. But go ahead. No, I'll fuck with you. Go ahead.
anyway, so starting off with the top 5 teams, no pitchers this time because I don't want any technical errors. So, so for number 5, I have the Grizzlies. Currently, they're on a 3-game win streak, beating teams in the liking of the Sixers, the Pistons, and the Heat. As a team, they're 11th in points, 10th in 3 points made, first in rebounding. So they definitely overtook the Milwaukee Bucks as the leading rebounding team at 46 points, at 48 0.6 rebounds. They're ninth in blocks at 5 a game. Currently, you have John Morant, 28, 6 and 8. You have Jaren Jackson Jr. at 19 and 6. Definitely Jalen Well back into the system. You have Dylan Brooks at 17, 3 and 3. You have Tyus Jones at 10, 2 and 5. And then you have Steven Adams as the leading rebounder on the team with close to 9 rebounds a game. So definitely, you can see, God damn, you definitely see everybody's roles on the team. John Morant definitely carries on a lot of that scoring load. Desmond Bain still has been out. I believe in the next 2 weeks he'll be back in the rotation. So definitely, I feel like they could be higher on the list as time comes. But currently, I have them 5 on the list. So something wrong?
Yo, do the list. Like, what the
Your
hell?
reaction, bro. But all right, so
Not,
number
not.
4.
Well, I'm only doing a reaction because you already started 5, and I didn't hear the Lakers yet. If they're not on this list, then I think this list is rigged. But
You be
continue.
waiting a long time, buddy. Um, you got the
Yo.
Pelicans at number 4. So currently they are on the 4 game win streak. You have OKC beating OKC, the Nuggets, the Spurs, and the Rockets. Current Recently Jose Alvarado just had a 38-point game. Definitely excited for him. Definitely one of the favorite players to watch in the league. They definitely cover a lot of areas as a team as well. They're fourth in points, fifth in field goal percentage at 48, third, no, eighth in 3-point percentage at 37, seventh in rebounding at 45, seventh in assists at 27, and then they're second in steals per game at 8.5. Then you have Zion Williamson at a 23, 7 and 4. Brandon Ingram at 25, 5, 20, 5 and 5. I feel like he should be scoring a little bit more. If it wasn't Zach Levine, Brandon Ingram would have been my disappointing play, but they're winning, so I gave him a pass. But I definitely feel like beginning of the season he was scoring the ball way better, shooting the ball way better, but now he's kind of struggling in a sense. You have CJ McCollum, 17 points a game, 5 rebounds, 6 assists. Definitely doing a great job at that point guard role. At 6 assists, I definitely didn't expect him to gel this well in a role like this. Then you have Jonas Valanciunas at 13, 9 and 2. So that's it for the Pels. Definitely, currently they're second in the conference. So in the Western Conference. So definitely look out for them to make a big push before the All Star break and everything. I believe they could withstand that. Definitely could be a top 3 seed come All Star break time. So third on the list we have the Suns. Um, Currently it's been a little bit up and down with them, but their recent win they definitely won against the Spurs and the Bulls this week. Um, where's my as the other episodes before, they definitely cover a lot of areas. Seventh in points, eighth in field goal percentage, third in 3-point percentage, fourth in free throw percent. No, seventh in free throw percentage, fifth in assists per game, fifth in turnovers, seventh in blocks at 5.6. As we know, Devin Booker currently 25, 28, 5 and 6, close to a 40, 50, 40, 90 as well. Shooting very well from the field. Mikal Bridges, same thing, 18, 4 and 4, I believe. Yeah, 4. Same thing, actually, in the 50, 40, 90 percentile as well. Cameron Payne doing a great job contributing as well. And then DeAndre Ian, not this week, but last week was the Western Conference Player of the Week. So definitely big shouts out to him. I feel like they've been doing a great job without Chris Paul. Um, and overall, same thing as expected. I believe they were second last week, but third this week. And that's because I have the Bucks ahead of them. Um, the Bucks, the Bucks, in the beginning of the year didn't really. They covered like a lot of areas. They were first in rebound, but now they're second behind the Pelicans. They're third in blocks. Don't really have too much stats written for them, too much. But as we know, Giannis been having an MVP caliber season. I believe he's top 5. He's currently top 5 in the MVP voting as well.
Didn't
Well,
they just lose to my Lakers? I could have sworn we just busted their ass the other day.
yeah,
Go ahead.
yeah, but currently they have like the best record in the Eastern Conference and as well as the league. So overall, I had the Milwaukee Bucks, and then first I have the Boston Celtics, but this is not on my. But where? Yeah, first I have the Boston Celtics. Been on a tear as of late. I feel like everyone kind of knows this at this point. I believe it's a 12-game winning streak, if I'm not mistaken.
No, because the Heat beat them recently. Nah.
Oh yeah, I'm bugging. I'm bugging. Yeah, they definitely lost to Heat. My bad, but definitely they've been winning. I think they only have like 2 losses within like 20 games that they played. No, 2 losses within. I forgot the stat, but
Come on, Woj.
have
Come
like
on,
2
Woj.
losses
Like, come
within
on,
like
man.
the
Like,
12
you
games
fucking
that they
up right
played,
now, man.
and then they have they're first in points, third in field goal percentage, third in 3-point percentage, first in free throw, ninth in assists, sixth in turnovers. Cover a lot of areas. Yeah, they definitely just cover a lot of areas. Most recently, um, they beat the Toronto Raptors as well as the Nets. I was there for that. Jaylen Brown had an excellent game. Jason Tatum been doing a great job scoring the ball as well. Big shouts out to Malcolm Brogdon, Peyton Pritchard, Grant Williams, Al Horford, and Marcus Smart as well.
Blake Griffin.
Blake
Shout out
Griffin,
the whole team.
Cornette,
Shout out to
everybody.
the Boston
Closer.
Celtics. Shout out to Jalen's top 5 teams of the week. I definitely feel like been on the list who have been on a dominant stretch, but that's another story for another day. We just gonna get into the let's not overreact segment, and we can start with Seb.
All right, so let's not overreact, but I have the Pelicans making it to the Western Conference Finals. Now, let me just say this: this team so far has looked well together. I feel like this is a team with no personal agendas, no egos. I feel like this is a good group. Shout out to David Griffin for assembling this with the undrafted players within Jose Alvarado, Troy Murphy, as well as I'm missing one of Herb Jones. Those young guys really come out and they really bring the energy to the team. Mix it in with guys like Brandon Ingram, Zion Williamson, and CJ McCollum, your veteran pieces that you have. This team structures out real well. I feel like it's a deep roster, and usually in times in playoff situations, you will need a deep roster in order to advance on to the next round. Because if you look at it, say your guys are not getting going, say like you said, Jaylen earlier, how Brandon Ingram hasn't been like playing like the best as of lately. You could get another guy that comes in off the bench and just bring that type of spark and energy for this team. So I feel like this team is really like stacked well with each other. This roster is perfectly constructed for a good playoff run. So we just have to see, but I'll have to be my don't overreact.
I'm definitely not mad at that. Pelicans are definitely a great team. Like Jalen said, top 2 in the West right now. I wouldn't be surprised that Jalen, what's your let's not overreact take?
My let's not overreact take is that the Washington Wizards will make the playoffs. Now, I'm not saying that they're going to be the 6th seed, the 5th seed. They might make it in as a play-in, but I can definitely see them as a legit playoff team. I feel like Kristaps Porzingis been doing well, thriving in his role in the Wizards as well. I feel like Kyle Kuzma has the potential. If I've been hearing him on the trading block, but I feel like he has like at any moment he can have a big game for them. I feel like he's been reliable shooting the ball as well. I feel Bradley Beal been getting out of the mindset of being such a sole scorer that he's actually being a playmaker for the team as well. Um, I feel like in certain teams that they match up with, they have their struggles, but they always mad. They always manage to keep it close as well. It's always a competitive game, and I feel like at any given moment, those 3 people can have a big game. And I feel like, especially in the Eastern Conference, I feel like there's with like the Bulls struggling, and then like the Nets finding their footing and everything. I feel like they can sneak in there and get into the playoffs as like a 7th or 8th seed, but I wouldn't be surprised at all if they make the playoffs.
That's just something I would have to see. The Wizards are just a little bit iffy to me just with the consistency. Sometimes Bradley Beal will be in and out of the lineup. but Porzingis has played well. Kuzma has played well. The trade they made with the Barton trade when they got back Morris and
hmm
they
And
didn't.
then I
Yeah,
think
they
that
didn't
coach
necessarily need to do that.
coach Mood Roy I forgot it. He's
Rui
injured, he
Hachimura.
hasn't been playing, but I feel like once he gets back, he also has an impact on the team as well. And then Corey Crisper has been shooting the ball very well as well.
But what do you do
Uh,
about those trades though? Like, I understand like you had them just at the playing, but I feel like guys like Monte Morris and this Will Barton doesn't really have. Well, maybe Will Barton has could stay, but I feel like Monte Morris doesn't really have that type of value as like their starting point guard. If you really look at it, Bradley Beal has been taking on a lot of point guard duties, like you said.
hmm
So like that's just a question that I just have up there for the Wizards.
all right, all right. For my let's not overreact statement, this is something that I'm just gonna get right into it. The Los Angeles Lakers will win the NBA championship. I'm officially switching my pick. I do not care. I'm switching from the I'm switching from the Milwaukee Bucks. The Los Angeles Lakers are rolling right now. Yes, we did take a loss to the Cleveland Cavaliers tonight. Anthony Davis left playing only a few minutes in the first quarter. I think we're gonna make a trade just to address the shooting. We're at least gonna be a playing team, and if we just get into the playoffs, we have a puncher's chance. LeBron James in the playoffs, we know what he does. Anthony Davis, if he's healthy, we all know what he's gonna do. I have the Lakers winning the championship. What they showed me is that everyone knows their role right now. Darvin Ham has been great. He has Russell Westbrook playing that 6-man role. He's thriving. LeBron James know now I have to pass the torch to Anthony Davis, and Anthony Davis has grabbed that motherfucker, and he has been balling, man. Over the last 2 games, not counting this Cleveland game, scored about 99 points. I think he is the best big in basketball right now. He just outdoed Giannis the other night, which was a huge win for us. I think if we had AD tonight, we would have beat the Cavaliers. Listen, man, this was going to be my pick in the beginning of the season, but I was trying to be professional. I want to give the political pick with the Milwaukee Bucks. Shout out to the Milwaukee Bucks. I will probably still have them going to the finals, but they will be playing the Los Angeles Lakers. Mark my words, LeBron James wins his fifth NBA championship.
Stamp it. You cashing that check?
Guarantee.
Yo, Jaylen, remember what I told you? Yo, Jaylen, remember what I said?
Yeah.
Remember what
Come
I said? I
on,
said
man.
his next take on the Lakers is gonna be that they
Come
win the
on,
chip.
man.
If you look back at the previous
Oh,
episode, if you look
definitely,
back at the
definitely,
previous
definitely
episode,
said that.
I knew
Listen,
it, bro. I knew it,
listen,
bro.
man. Listen, man. LeBron
It's
James
really
go
because of
get
that
it.
big win, though. I don't even blame you. That was a huge momentum win that really like
Mhm.
Listen,
changed.
man, you see what we did to those Bucks, man. My boy AD had that boy looking like a fucking chopped liver out there, man. The
But in
Los
reality,
Angeles,
y'all go as far as AD goes. So
yeah,
y'all got to keep that in mind, though. So I don't know what it is. If I got to protect him, because at any point, though, the only scary part is his health. Because everybody knows when he's on the floor, he's a top 5 talent in the league. But is he a top 5 player? He's showing that this season, but it just got to be the health, though.
and I'm also saying this once again, anticipating that the Los Angeles Lakers will make a trade. Sort of like we talked about earlier, them moving maybe a Patrick Beverley, a Kendrick Nunn, or if they just pull the trigger on a Russell Westbrook and get back stars like a DeRozan and a Vucevic, like a trade like that with the Chicago
Mhm.
Bulls. I definitely think that would put us in prime position. But I just like the team right now. I also like what I'm seeing from Lonnie Walker, man. Lonnie Walker is like the J.R. Smith of this team. Because when that nigga's hot, he's hot. But just sometimes his shot selection is very childish. I definitely noticed that sometimes. Something that Pop alluded to when he spoke about Lonnie Walker. But I just like this team. We also see now we cut Matt Ryan. He definitely was a shooter. He gave us that win over the Pelicans, but we're trying to free up another roster spot. I think we just got some things in the works right now. I'm telling you, man. LeBron James, Anthony Davis, when healthy, is the best duo in basketball. Not Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown. When LeBron James and Anthony Davis are healthy, they are the best duo in basketball over Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown.
They
Boogie,
gotta see
remember?
them soon. You gotta remember that
I know. We're about to run to the Celtics, and we're about to beat them by 10 plus points. You want to bet that?
Oh shit! By 10 plus points.
By 10 plus
I'll,
points.
Alright.
Yeah!
Take it.
Come
I'll take
on,
dealing
man.
with the
I'm
best team in
telling y'all,
You
man.
dealing with
Like,
the best team in basketball, bro.
wait, Jalen. Wait. Hold on a second. Why would you put your hands up, Jalen? You got something to say?
I'll bet it. You're not beating the Celtics by 10
Nigga,
plus points. You're
What do you
crazy.
mean you're not beating us up by you? How much you want to bet?
50.
$50. What if we talk behind the scenes about that bet? That bet definitely seems very high in price. But listen to me. Anthony Davis will be back. He ate some bad Taco Bell. He had to take a little night off, man. He's about to be back the next day. And what, Jalen, you got what are you
I said
saying?
Toquito Taco Bell. That's all I said, bro.
Listen, man. Once again, the shout out Darvin Ham, but we gotta make another move. But I like this team, man. I do. I'm not holding back. I'm officially staying on this boat. I ain't jumping off. The Lakers will raise the Larry O'Brien Trophy.
Hopefully Westbrook's there for that. That's the only thing I want to see. If Westbrook's there for that, then
Oh
by
shit!
all
Forgot
means,
the next
go
segment.
Lakers, go.
I'm dead ass thinking we was done after that. I forgot the last segment. Um, Hash it or pass it. You know, we just go through various things just going on. Within the NBA, Chris Middleton returned from injury after missing about like 20 games to start the season, but he came back against the Lakers. What he had about 20 points in that game. He looked pretty well.
17. Yeah.
17, yeah.
He had 17 and 7.
All right, he was definitely not. He definitely was knocking down shots. Didn't seem too rusty, but Jalen Hash it or pass it on Middleton's return.
Uh, Hash it. I definitely like Middleton returning. Definitely have him on my fantasy team. Definitely need to get some buckets.
You
Definitely,
also, you always got some personal agenda with your damn fantasy team, man. All right,
of
no one
course,
asked
bro.
about your
That's my
Yo,
squad,
tell him how we split.
bro. Me and Seth split like idiots yesterday. Like last week, I was tight, but yeah, big shout out to Chris Middleton. Definitely feel like they'll win more games consecutively. I feel like they get on a win streak now with him being in the lineup. Definitely look forward to him playing again. One of my favorite players.
team.
I hash it briefly. Just adds more spacing on the floor for Giannis now. Like Jalen said, they were struggling with 3 pointers earlier on in the season, but still managing to pull out games. So this definitely should be a more impactful on the offensive end.
I'll pass. Anthony Davis has been on a dominant run over the last 10 games, averaging at least about like 26 and 12. Um, Seb, how should I pass it on Anthony Davis' dominant run?
Hash it, because me and you spoke like a while back over the summer. We said we need to see this from Anthony Davis. This is the Anthony Davis that we was expecting when they had the first championship run. Me and you both know this. We spoke about this. Compared to last season, he only played half the season. He played what, 41 games now. So I had career lows. They labeled him as one of the worst jump shooters in the league. But if you see now, it's really to a point now where he's working his way out the paint. So he'll dominate, get a couple buckets inside the paint, step out, maybe take like 2 or 3 mid ranges, get it flowing, and then now he's shooting a three a little bit better. It might be small sample size where he takes three, only takes 3 attempts, but makes two of them. So this is what they need. He has to be the best player on this team in order for them to strive and hit the ceiling of making the championship run. LeBron James, I feel like he's aware of that now, so he's taking a step back. More so dishing out the ball to AD. If you see AD having that need to have the ball in his hand as well. It even gets Russell Westbrook going where he's looking for AD every time. In these past 2 games, Westbrook had 11 assists and 15 assists. That means every time he's out there, he's looking dominantly for AD. So as far this team will go as far as AD go, it leads them to.
Jalen, how should I pass it? Anthony Davis' dominant run.
I'll pass it. Big shouts out to him. No.
I'll hash it and say that this is the Anthony Davis that we're supposed to see that what Seb just alluded to. Not just having 40 every night, but just being the number one option, being aggressive, not just settling for jump shots. You know, the last time Anthony Davis was playing like this was when we won the NBA championship. We just need him to just be great, and that's what he's doing now. The only thing sort of what y'all brought up and what everyone kind of knows is just the injury thing can he stay healthy. He's had a great run as of late with being on the floor. Like I said multiple times now, he did leave the game tonight after playing a few minutes with the flu-like symptoms, but it was a non-body, well, like non-like bone on body injury, like something like that. So, you know, he just has to continue if the Lakers are going to win the championship like they will. But we can move on to Lonzo Ball. The report came out. First it came out that he might come back early January. Then another report came out like 2 days later, like he's nowhere close to returning. Sev, passionate or passionate on Lonzo Ball?
Shit. It's really a disappointing thing to see. Nobody wants to, deal with these types of injury that are continuing to lingering on. Because now it's just, when are you going to be available to the team? I know they signed him for 85 mil for 4 years, I believe. Only got to play like a little bit of last season, but when you saw him on the floor last season, you see the impact that he brought to the Bulls. I feel like the struggle is coming from the Bulls now. Now that we're seeing, it's missing that point guard that really gets everybody involved. When you looked at it when Lonzo Ball was playing, it was actually the first seed last year. So now when you look at it now, not coming into training camp, not having your star point guard there, now you have to see who will be your point guard. Now they got guys like Ayo Dosunmu one night, maybe Goran Dragic, like Kobe White. Now they're just testing things out. So it really just a bummer to see that Lonzo is not going to be healthy. Who knows? He might not even play the season because they say these knee injuries, once it happens, once it can happen again, you're not going to get your full stride back. And even when he does come back, it will take him quite some time to get back into game ready form. So that's just a bummer to see.
Jalen Hatchet or passing on Lonzo Ball?
I'll pass it because it's just inconsistent on the news, and yeah, I'll just pass it.
I'll pass as well. All I can say is just get well soon, and you're just needed in the game of basketball. Fun to watch. Get better soon. Speaking on just another injured player. Well, he's on the comeback. Kimball Walker. He signed with the Dallas Mavericks. But this was just weird to me. Like they signed him, but then Nico Harrison came out like his knee don't look good at all, and they're just testing something out. I didn't understand none of that. I don't even think they should have came out public with that. You just signed him. Let the fans be excited. Like let's see what Kimba. Don't just cause now we're gonna watch him. Like how long he's gonna last. Like so, Jalen, how should I pass it on, Kemba Walker?
Oh, I'll hash it. I feel like they said that because he has been playing in such a long time. He has to get used to his reps in. I know, but it's still like a bad look saying it publicly that you have an injured player that you just signed. But I feel like this is a I feel like this is a good pickup. I feel like they're not really losing anything at this point because they definitely lost Jalen Brunson for nothing. So you kind of get a 6 foot point guard kind of does the same thing in Kemba Walker. But I feel like this time he has a little bit of time to get his rhythm in from not playing or whatever. There's not too much pressure on Kemba Walker because, there's other role players as well. But they definitely do need another ball handler outside of Luca. And Kemba Walker provides them with that. So definitely I'm looking forward to it. I'm not looking for immediate results. But over time, I feel like this could be a great pickup for them.
So
Hash it. I'll say that Kimball Walker hasn't been playing for quite some time, so I feel like it's like an adjustment on his grip now. I feel like they're trying to give him like that. My apologies for that. I feel like they're trying to give him the Isaiah Thomas treatment, where like he just like if he doesn't play well within an exceptional amount of time, then they're just gonna move on from him. This is like his fourth team now that he's on, so like a lot of pressure on him just to perform at a certain rate that keeps him on the team. I like it off the bench for Dallas because it definitely brings an offensive spark. But that's just based on how well Kimba can play within the minutes that he's given right now currently. As of last time I checked, I seen that he's currently assigned to the G League to get some reps in, to definitely get the flow of things back in basketball. So I'm just waiting to see when he gets to play with the Dallas Maps how well he could produce on that level.
I'll hash it and say that this is either gonna go good or bad. There's gonna be no middle ground. He's either gonna come back and be close to what the Kimba we've seen before, or his career is done. This is the last stint. I already seen how this is gonna go. Like it's either he's healthy or he's not. like, because he's already a small guard. You're not relying on him defensively, so you're bringing him in to score. If he can't score, he's out the league. So I'm sorry to be blunt, but he better be ready. Um, and lastly, and I put this one personally because I really don't know what's going on. So I'll start with Jaylen. What's going on with Chris Paul? I'm lost. I really don't know what the hell's going on with him. He's hurt.
Um, I'm definitely not sure. I felt like last time he was hurt, but I remember the game he stopped playing. I believe it was against the Mavericks, if I'm not mistaken. Like where I seen him, he was playing third quarter, and then the fourth quarter he just never came back inside the game. And I just didn't know why. I really don't know what's going on with Chris Paul.
He with Kim K.
It's been like a
It's been
silent
like
hill.
3 weeks.
Yeah, it's been. I really don't know. Like I don't know, but I remember the game I watched him when he stopped playing. But
Let me search it
yeah,
up
I'm
right
not too certain on what's up with Chris Paul.
No, because I'm really thinking. I'm looking at because when I do the hash or the pass it, I look at news, but then I also look at the standings. Just see certain things like, and then I'm looking at the Suns, and it's like, where the hell is he? Like, because it's like. I'm not hearing people talk about him. It hasn't really been publicized.
now. They say it's a
Me
sore
joking.
right heel. Yeah, sore
Right,
right
I
heel
mean,
injury.
I guess, but I guess, but I only ask because this team, the Phoenix Suns, they'll make the playoffs without him. Hypothetically, if he was just to not be here like until the playoffs started, but they won't like win any rounds. They need a Chris Paul because that helps Devin Booker. Because Devin Booker is not really the pass first type of player. He's really trying to get buckets, things of that nature. So Chris Paul makes the game easier for everyone around. He also makes DeAndre Ayton look a lot better. He gives them those easy drop offs and lobs and things of that nature. So Seb, Chris Paul, what's going on?
I really don't know. I kind of like it for the Suns. Because if you look at it, Chris Paul is like how old now? Chris Paul's like what, 38 years old. He does not have that much time. So now you gotta I feel like the offense was relied on Chris Paul to like navigate it. Now I feel like his veteran presence and the impact he brought on the team has led over to the young guys now finding a way to play basketball and winning basketball brand that started over since the bubble. But the Chris Paul effect definitely helped them in a better position. You see right now they're sitting first in the conference. So I feel like there's no need to rush Chris Paul if he has whatever injury he has going on or whatever he has going on that might be the case that's not to play basketball. I suggest that like feel me, and whenever he's ready to join the team and fully healthy, I feel like you should let it linger. But the Suns right now are just playing good basketball without him. They're first in the West in a tough conference. So I don't know what's going on with him. I heard something. What was it about the Kanye West saying how he was with Kim Kardashian? I don't know how true that is, but a lot going on with Chris Paul right now. I just hope he could get back to playing ball like we see him.
Nah, yeah, like I don't know what's going on. I don't know if they found him with Chris Paul, Cliff Paul from State Farm. Like I'm not sure what's going on, but
My boy got the Kardashian curse.
nah, man, I don't know what's going on. But hopefully he can just come back for the Suns so they can make a strong playoff run this year. After falling short last year, but that's gonna be all for this episode of It's Debatable NBA edition. Just be on the lookout for episodes dropping. Look out for clips on Instagram and TikTok and things like that. So that's it for me.
Mhm.
We out here.